I think it's laughable that the city of Portland would not address the neighbor concerns around that facility.
I am eager and interested to see what steps the city of Portland continues to take.
Now at 5, new reaction from lawmakers as the city of Portland targets the ICE facility on Macadam. The city's permitting office sent ICE a notice of violation today. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for K2 News at 5. I'm Deborah Knapp. We are on your side with team coverage. K2's Tanvi Varma is tracking new ICE-related policies coming out of the City Council. We start with K2's Christina Giardinelli and the city's accusations against ICE. So, Christina, this has to do with how long people are being detained.
Yeah, Deb, that's right. When the city approved the Macadam buildings for the detention center, did so with the condition that people not be detained for longer than 12 hours. The notice that went out today includes federal documents that show that condition was violated 25 times by ICE between January and May of this year. It shows that the longest detention in the facility lasted 47 days. The notice also claims that boarded windows at the ICE facility are also violating codes. Those, of course, going up as the result of ongoing protests at the ICE facility.
So, Christina, what happens next?
Well, if ICE continues to violate those conditional use codes, then it could face fines after 30 days of up to $934 a month. If those violations continue after 6 days, the city could revoke its permit.
Would ICE or the building owner be able to appeal that?
Yeah, Deb, they would be able to appeal if the city pulls the permit. In that case, the city council would function as a semi-judicial body, and anyone who's expressed opinions on this matter would be required to recuse themselves from a vote in that appeal. Now, that is why the city council has asked its members not to express any opinions on this matter. I did speak to Republican lawmaker Christina, who believes that the protesters are the ones who have caused this violation. Democratic lawmaker Ricky Ruiz has said that he's visited the building and feels the city did the right thing.
It's entirely possible that those rioters kept people from being able to go out the front doors of that facility. So I think that Portland needs to clean up its own mess. And certainly they have a lot of work to do for the people in that community to feel safe in their own neighborhood.
From what I saw, it doesn't seem like the building is equipped to keep individuals for more than 12 hours. It's a government building, and it's built that way. There's, from what I saw a couple years ago, it was not, in my opinion, it was not equipped to keep folks there for overnight stays.
Now, I reached out to ICE as well as the owner of the building. I've not heard back yet. You can track developments on this story here and on our website at K2.com. For now, live in Northeast Portland, Christina Giardinelli, K2 News.
Christina, thank you. And we want to continue our team coverage now. K2's Tanvi Varma has been tracking ICE-related policies coming out of the City Council. Tanvi, at least 2 councilors are introducing a handful that crack down on ICE in the city.
That's exactly right, Deb. So you might remember last week we spoke to District 2 Councilor Samir Kanal. He introduced legislation that would codify Portland as a sanctuary city. This week, 4 new policies follow, making it hard for ICE to do its job in Portland. At least 2 Portland City Councilors are developing a handful of policies to do just that. District 3 Councilor Angelita Murillo tells me she'll introduce 3 next week.
We plan on introducing 3 policies to address ICE and also just in general federal encroachment over our city, and that includes a detention fee for any landlords who are choosing to do contracts to open up new detention centers.
If passed, landlords who want to rent their spaces to ICE would have to pay the city a flat fee. Murillo says this is because the city gets stuck with the bill when there's confrontations between protesters and ICE. For example, she says when ICE uses tear gas, there's an environmental cleanup cost.
What we're asking landlords to do is to consider the impacts on our communities.
And that's not all she's proposing.
A privacy policy that will address data loopholes that we have that allow agencies to buy, sell data and track people's lives, and another policy to address how private security can be utilized to enforce federal law when they're supposed to be only enforcing state and local law.
I caught up with Council President Ilana Pirtle-Guinea to get her reaction. She says she's still waiting for specifics, but she was able to say this.
You know, the Trump administration has repeatedly come after Portlanders, and our city needs to rally together and protect folks within our community. That is literally our job as city leaders.
And there's more. Last week, District 2 Councilor Samir Kanal also announcing proposals to address ICE in the city.
The second ordinance that is not yet filed, but that I intend to file with some colleagues about preventing law enforcement from concealing their identities.
And I reached out to ICE to get their take on all 4 of these policies, and I have not heard back. Once I do, I'll make sure to get you that update. Reporting live in City Hall, Tanvi Varma, K2 News.
Tanvi, thank you.